Hello everybody, this is Gen Jeff here on my proof of concept map I used to make stuff before I showed on the other videos. But yeah, the other videos are not remotely as far as this one. But what I'm going to show off today is, well, the question I'm going to answer today is whether or not redstone can be used to turn an engine on and off, one of these generators. So we're going to be using this geothermal generator. I'm going to have a little setup here. I need some low voltage transformers. There we go, and a battery. Batbox. I received a question asking whether the redstone will turn the generators on and off. And in order to get that to work, I need that to switch to that. Cable, cable, cable. Okay. So now, we plop the lava bucket into there. We hit the switch. Nope, nothing. We can hit this switch, it shuts it off. Because it doesn't have the what it needs to. Since this is no longer converting power to a higher voltage, which is required to get to there, there's no power demand, so the engine shuts off. So while engines are not directly affected by redstone signals, you can get around that by using voltage transformers to turn them on and off with. Like this. Which is a good way to work around it. And leads to a lot of nifty systems. And I'm just going to leave this set up here like that. Here is something I've discovered simplified, basically. That's an engine, this is a wire, battery, wire, battery, wire, battery, wire, wire. What I've noticed is if you put enough batteries in sequence, beyond a certain battery number, no power will be transmitted. Which means you can only have a certain number of batteries in sequence. This is what I've noticed in my system. Other people may not have this problem. So I found a workaround for it. And this was a super creeper hole. Moving on. So now if you run over here... Okay. If we run over here... What I've done here is this is the solar power plant, which I can turn on and off using this switch to this transformer. That's one use of it. I can turn this power plant on and off. Generally, I don't. It's always on. We go down here to my basement. And over here is my geothermal power plant. And I'm showing you a setup because you can't have too many battery boxes in a row to store power without it where it just ceases to transmit the power. So what I've done, instead of putting it in series, I put it in parallel. So I can build these giant assemblies. You can too. Or you can use these to actually isolate the battery from the power grid. And this gets around the problem of you can only have X number of batteries wired in series. Right now, this battery box assembly here is isolated. This one is on. All depends on which position all these little switches are in. In the meantime, I'm just going to turn it back on. And I control whether or not the power plant is on, and for some reason I'm getting a lot of stuttering in the game. Shut off Firefox with its 37 windows open, so I don't know why it's giving me stuttering, but whatever. I control whether or not the geothermal power plant upstairs is on by using this transformer here and this switch. By flipping this switch on and off, I can control whether or not those power plants upstairs are on. And that is how I get around the fact that the redstone does not affect the generators directly. And I use this to get around the fact that I can't put a lot of batteries in a series, so I put them parallel in these battery box assemblies, which can store a hell of a lot of power, even though I'm using just the really crappy Batboxes. It's pretty simple. The solar power plant is connected directly to the batteries here, so it keeps them charged up. That wire right there is this one is leading from the geothermal power plant, and that one up there is leading from the solar power plant. It goes to this little transformer, which can actually turn up the control from here, so I can shut the solar plant off from one battery series or another, or just completely shut it off from here. And they keep the solar plant keeps these batteries fully charged. Mostly. It doesn't like charging this outer bank for some reason, but that's because of the distance probably. I could actually make this more compressed by painting all the wires so that these wires don't interfere with everything, so that way I could get rid of this, move this over, and have a more direct connection, but I didn't. But then this is only the Mark I version. I got it set up over here to build another one. You can see how I set it up. I used dirt so I could pile up the battery boxes easier. I got these transformers here. I honestly don't know why this is here like that. What the hell? Where'd that come from? Oh well. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. That's beside the point. But yeah, so that's how this is set up. What in the world is this doing here? Oh! Okay. Well, that's where the other solar plant would be. But yeah, that's all. And you can see how I've got how I build it here. I put the battery boxes in place and build the wires up around them. And that's it. This is part of where I test it. The original rock quarry. And this thing destroyed my... oh well. Part of the auto miners. As it goes down. I need to have it retract from there. But this is so I could get in. I dug this out so I could get enough stone to build that workplace upstairs. That big cobblestone building. But this is all I've got so far for this video. I've got a lot more here, but I can show it to you later on as I build it and finish it, because not all of it's finished yet. But, oh well. Have fun. I hope this little video helped you. And I'll have a video, when I finish the other half of the battery assembly, I'll have a video showing how to do that too. Because I'm a lot further along in this one than the other one. But oh well, that's all I've got for today. Have fun. And... where's...